In the beginning was the Word, and do you have the Word? Ladies and gentlemen, Bible kweba, Bible no le, one side there or your gavim, other side there or your bluff, walk on your bluff and go on a call Lucia, Kote Gamate. Ladies and gentlemen, this is something I highly recommend. Please come to the Bible Society's bookshop, and I guarantee you, you're not only going to get the best Bible, but you can also get a Bible that you will understand. Understanding is important. My name is Reverend Azigiza, and I look forward to seeing you. Anyway, this is my praise the Lord. Our mission is to make God's word available, affordable, and
That time of the day when you're just settling in. You know, mid-morning, brunch time. You know your day is going to be just amazing once you're tuned in to your number one Christian radio, Sweet Melodies 94.3 FM. It's toe-tapping Sweet Melodies. Just the right groove and great vibes for your morning. Tune in from 9:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. every weekday on Sweet Melodies FM 94.3. Make a date. Toe-tapping Sweet Melodies. Music so sweet, you can't help but tap your feet.
The 2024 season of the National Bible Quiz Championship is on. 54 churches from 12 universities will be competing at the 1/8 stage of the National Championship. At the University of Energy and Natural Resources, 9 churches battled for 3 spots in the National Championship. The first contest was between Christ Apostolic Students and Associates CASA, Deeper Life Campus Fellowship WCF, and the National Union of Presbyterian Students Ghana NUPSG.
In Genesis chapter 2, we learn of a river which watered the Garden of Eden, and from Eden divided into 4 river heads. CASA mentioned the names of the 4 rivers that came out from Eden.
Okay, we have the river Pison, river Gihon, we have the river Euphrates, and then we have the river Hedikel.
That's correct. The Levites were divided into 4 groups, which handled all that concerned the tabernacle of Moses. Mention the name of any one of the 4 Levite groups.
Kohathite.
That's correct for 3 points. Noobs G. Mention any other not already mentioned. At the end of round 1, here are the results. Noobs G had 9 points. CASA had 10 points. And Deeper Life had 15 points. Round 2, the speed race. How many chapters in total are in each of the following books? Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus.
For
Yes,
Genesis,
Michi.
it's 50 chapters. For Exodus, 40. Leviticus, 27.
That's correct for 3 points.
Your bodies are a temple of God, whom in you, whom you have received from God. You are not of your own, you are bought at a price, so therefore honor God with your body. 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 19 and 20.
I think I'll accept that. Yes, Noobs G.
Simeon, mentioned in the Old Testament, is one of Jacob's sons. And Simeon, mentioned in the New Testament, it was the person God promised that he would see the Messiah before he departs from the earth.
Deeper Life took a slim lead in the first 2 rounds, being closely chased by Noobs. However, at the end of round 3,
Hello, and welcome to the 5th contest of the 2024 Interchurch Bible Quiz, University of Ghana, Legon. Brought to you by National Bible Quiz Project, the Bible Society of Ghana, the UCF, and the Students' Christian Council, University of Ghana. Today's contest is between Christ Apostolic Students and Associates, CASA, Assemblies of God Campus Ministry, AGCM, and Winners Campus Fellowship, WCF. To my immediate left is CASA. Please introduce yourself. Oh. Okay, CASA.
Nyako Prince. Nyako Prince.
All right.
Jesse Ama.
All right, AGCM.
Sichope Abena Agosuachu.
Idisopokwe Champon.
All right. Winners.
Bismarck Elisha Newman.
Lodi Fiamable.
So how prepared are you, winners, for this competition? How was your preparation?
Our preparation has been so far so good.
I couldn't hear that. Please go.
It had been so far so good.
So far, so good. So you expect to...
Okay, our expectation is that the will of God will prevail from here.
Very well. All right. AGCM, your preparations, how far with your preparations?
Preparations have been good so far.
So far, and your expectations?
The will of God be done.
Hey, okay. CASA.
So our preparation has been good by God's grace. And the expectation is not just the will of God, but the will that God will give us victory. Amen.
Wonderful. All right. So before we begin the contest, I want us to acknowledge our sponsors for this championship. Sweet Music Pro Audio, Ghana's leading musical instrument store. Fortune Ghana, manufacturers of Fortune margarine and spread. Jamal, manufacturers of Jamal soap. Christ Anglican Church, and our media partners, Sweet Melodies FM and Pent TV. We have another exciting contest before us. If you're watching us live, please share the link to all your handles and your friends. Let's gather for another intriguing journey into the scriptures. My name is Solis G. Amenyeji, and I am your quiz mistress. Now to our contestants. This contest will come to you in 4 rounds. Round 1, here are the rules. Most questions in this round require simple, straightforward answers. Some questions may require some explanations or more detailed answers. You have 10 seconds to answer your major question, and your answer must be one attempt only, meaning that you cannot start one answer and change it to start a different answer. If a team fails to answer their main question, I may pass the question on for a bonus to the remaining teams. The first team to ring their bell will have the opportunity to answer. Let's hear the bells of each team. Wonderful. Please note, a correct answer to a main question is worth 3 points. A correct answer to a bonus question is worth 1 point. A wrong answer to a bonus question will cost you a deduction of 1 point. Let all your answers be precise and accurate. Best wishes to you all. We begin. Winners, the name Lamech appears twice in the book of Genesis, but they have different fathers. What are the names of their fathers?
One, the father is Methuselah, and the other, the father is Methushael.
That's correct. Winners, I'll kindly ask you to speak up in the subsequent questions, for the subsequent questions. AGCM, identify the following persons in the book of Genesis. The first ever grandson. B, the first grandson mentioned after Noah's flood.
The first ever grandson was Lamech.
For a bonus? For a bonus to, yes, to winners.
The first ever grandson is Enoch. The first ever grandson after the flood is Aphazad.
That's correct for a bonus. We proceed. CASA, your main question. What were the respective seals of the following covenants mentioned in the book of Genesis? A, God's covenant with Abraham. B, God's covenant with Noah.
With Abraham, we have the circumcision, and with Noah, we have the rainbow.
That's correct. Moving on. Winners, what did Jesus say about those who hear his words and do them?
Okay. These are the people who built on a rock, and then the rain came, the floods came, and the winds came and beat on the house, and it still remains standing.
I will accept that. AGCM, your main question. In Capernaum, a man ran to Jesus and pleaded with him to heal his servant who was paralyzed at home and dreadfully tormented. Who was this man, and what ensued between Jesus and him?
So the man was a centurion, and then when he went to Jesus, he told Jesus that he doesn't deserve for Jesus to come to the house, but then he's also a man under authority. When he says to the one, go, he goes, and when he says to the other one, whatever he says to the servant, they do it. So Jesus should just say the word, and the servant will be healed.
I'll accept it. All right. CASA, your main question. Which of the disciples of Jesus was also known as Thaddeus or Lebbaeus?
We have Jude.
That's correct. Moving on to the next set of questions. Your main question, winners. How many altars did Moses build before the beginning of the tabernacle?
2.
That's correct. AGCM. What was the location of the first altar Moses built?
Mount Sinai.
You have been bailed out for a bonus. Winners?
Rephidim.
That's correct. Your main question, CASA. What was the location of the second altar Moses built?
Sinai, Mount Sinai.
I'll give you 2 out of 3. 2 out of 3. It's not Mount Sinai, it's the foot of Mount Sinai. So you have to be precise. Moving on. Preamble to the first 2 teams, that will be Winners and AGCM. So, Winners, in John chapter 9, Jesus healed a blind man. How different was this man's blindness from other blind people who were healed by Jesus in the Gospels? That's to you, Winners.
Okay, so Jesus spit, he made this, and then he spit on his eyes. He made spit and then made it with earth. He made it with earth and asked him to go and wash at the Siloam.
I will not accept that for a bonus. To CASA.
It was the only blind man that was born blind from birth.
Because I can't quite hear
It
you.
was the only one that was born blind from birth.
That's correct. All right, with the same preamble, AGCM, explain as exact as possible how the healing of the blind man was executed.
So, Jesus and the disciples were coming, and Jesus told that they saw the blind man. And then the disciples asked Jesus, was this the fault of the mother or the father? But Jesus said it wasn't any, but then for the glory of the Lord to be revealed. So Jesus spat and then mixed it with clay and applied it on the eyes of the blind man and told him to go and wash in Siloam. So he went to wash, and after that, he was healed.
I'll accept it. Okay, CASA, your main question. Which of the disciples of Jesus were named in the conversation that led to the feeding of the 5,000?
So we have, Jesus was talking to Philip, and then Andrew brought the small child with the 5 loaves of bread. So the conversation was between Jesus and Philip. And then later, Andrew brought the child.
I'll take that. Moving on. Winners, your main question. Distinguish between the 3 main sweet aroma offerings in the light of who partakes in the portions of the offerings.
Okay, with the burnt offering, God is the partaker. The peace offering, the priest, and then the sin offering. The sin offering is the offerer.
Okay, I can't accept that for a bonus. AGCM, your main question, we'll come back to that. AGCM, your main question, which part of the stages in the offering of a bull as a burnt offering is not stated in the offering of a sheep or goat as a burnt offering?
The offering of the sheep, the fat isn't supposed to be burnt.
That's incorrect. For a bonus, all right, we'll come back to my audience. Moving on. CASA, what difference can you spot in terms of procedure in the offering of first fruits as meat or grain offering compared to other kinds of grain or meat offering?
So with the first fruits, the fruit is the fruits is supposed to be seasoned with salt and then oil, but for the others, supposed to be seasoned with just salt.
No, I can't take that. For a bonus. All right, so going over our questions, distinguishing between the three main sweet aroma offerings in the light of who partakes in these portions. The three main aroma offerings are burnt offering, meat offering, and peace offerings. For the burnt offering is wholly burnt to God. Only God partakes. The priest does not partake, and the offerer does not partake. For the meat offering, a portion was burnt to God, and the portion was eaten by the priest and his lineage. Okay? And for the peace offering, a portion was burnt to God, a portion eaten by the priest and his family, and a portion could be eaten by the one who offered it. Okay. And then with a question that had to do with which part of the stages in the offering of a bull was a burnt offering, the answer is that the animal must be skinned. AGCM, that was your question. The animal must be skinned. That was the difference. And the last question for that set, the first fruit grain offering was not to be burnt on the altar for a sweet aroma. The portion of the memorial will be burnt by Aaron, but not on the brazen altar, as was done to the other types of grain offerings. So let's take notes. Moving on, preamble to all teams. Listen carefully. The following passage is an extract from the words of Eliphaz in Job chapter 5, the verses 17 to 22. Fill in the blank spaces to complete the passage. Winners, behold, happy is the man, dash. Therefore, do not dash of the Almighty. For dash, he wounds, but his hands make whole.
The first blank is, happy is the man who fears the Lord and delights in his wisdom.
You have been bailed out for a bonus. Let's move on. AGCM, he shall deliver you in dash. Yes, in dash. No evil shall touch you. In famine he shall dash, and in war from the power of the sword.
He shall deliver you from. He shall deliver you from his troubles.
Please speak up.
He shall deliver you from six. He shall deliver you from 6 troubles. Yes, even the 7th one shall not come near you.
I'll give you 2 out of 3. CASA, you shall be dashed from the scorch of the tongue, and you shall dash when it comes. You shall laugh at dash, and you shall not be afraid of the beast of the earth.
The first dash is test. The second dash is trouble. The last dash is
Sorry, I cannot accept that. Let's go over the passage from John chapter 5, the verse 17 to 22. Behold, happy is the man whom God corrects. Therefore, do not despise the chastening of the Almighty, for he bruises, but he binds up. He wounds, but his hands make whole. He shall deliver you in 6 troubles, yes, in 7. no evil shall touch you. In famine he shall redeem you from death, and in war from the power of the sword. You shall be hidden from the scorch of the tongue, and you shall not be afraid of destruction when it comes. You shall laugh at the destruction and famine, and you shall not be afraid of the beasts of the earth. Moving on, preamble to all teams, please listen carefully. On at least 3 occasions, Jesus healed people who were not physically present before him and not even in his sight. Winners, identify any one of such healings.
The centurion servant.
Please speak out.
The servant of the centurion servant.
That's correct. Please put your hands together for him. For them. All right. AGCM, please mention another.
The healing of the Gentile woman's daughter.
Please come again.
The healing of the Gentile woman's daughter.
I'll accept that. Please put your hands together for them. Finally, CASA, please mention one.
The healing of the nobleman's son.
Kindly speak up.
The healing of the nobleman's son. The nobleman's son.
That's correct. Next set of questions. Winners. Which Levite family was exclusively responsible for taking down, carrying, and erecting the table of shewbread of the tabernacle of Moses?
The Kohathites.
That's correct. AGCM, which Levite family was exclusively responsible for taking down, carrying, and erecting the boards of the tabernacle of Moses?
The Kohathite.
That's incorrect. For a bonus to winners.
The Merarites.
And that is correct. CASA, your main question, which Levite family was exclusively responsible for taking down, carrying, and erecting the tent of the tabernacle of Moses?
The Aaronites.
That's incorrect. For a bonus to winners.
The Gershonites.
That is correct. Moving on. Winners, your main question, aside from the apostles, mention 3 persons who were explicitly named in Acts chapter 1 as part of the 120 believers who waited for the outpouring of the Holy Spirit in the upper room.
Okay, so we have Mary, the mother of Jesus. There was Barnabas, there was Matthias.
Please come again and speak clearly.
Mary, the mother of Jesus. Barnabas, Matthias.
That is correct. AGCM, how did the author of Acts describe the contents of his previous book as recorded in Acts chapter 1?
Please come again with the question.
Please listen carefully. How did the author of Acts describe the content of his previous book as recorded in Acts 1?
O Theophilus, the former treatise which I have written unto you concerning Jesus, of the things he began to do and to teach.
I'll give you 2 out of 3. CASA, what was the biblically stated distance between the location of the upper room and the place where Jesus was taken up by a cloud after his resurrection, as recorded in Acts chapter 1.
Sabbath day journey.
That's correct. Moving on, preamble to you all, please listen carefully. In Deuteronomy chapter 20, the Lord instructed the officers to say a number of things to the army of Israel whenever they were about to battle their enemies. Winners, mention any one of the instructions the officers were to say to the army. 1. You have been bailed out. Anybody wants to pick that for a bonus? All right, moving on. AGCM, mention anyone.
One of the instructions was that if they just married, they should go back. They shouldn't partake in the war.
Can you speak up?
One of the instructions was that if any of the men just got married, they should go back to their wives.
I will accept it. Please put your hands together for AGCM. CASA, mention another.
Say, they should not be afraid. They should not be afraid of the people.
I won't accept it. I won't accept it. Okay, so what I was expecting, not be afraid is not enough. Let the man go home who is fearful and faint-hearted. Let the man go home who has planted a vineyard and not eaten of it. Let the man go home who has built a house and not dedicated it, apart from what AGCM mentioned, which is, let the man who has betrothed a wife go home. All right. Moving on, preamble to all teams, listen carefully. Winners, in a space of 40 seconds, quote in full 2 verses each from Deuteronomy, Joshua, and Judges.
Judges chapter 18, verse 17. Then they went from thence to Mount Carmel, and from thence to the house of Micah. Judges chapter 1, verse 12. That said the Lord, Judah shall go up, and I have delivered the land unto his hand. Amen. Joshua chapter 1, verse 8. This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate upon day and night. Thou observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and thou shalt have good success.
Sorry.
Joshua chapter 1, verse 8. Joshua chapter 1, verse 9. Have I not commanded thee? Be strong and of good courage. Do not be afraid nor be dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. Deuteronomy chapter 8, verse 18. If they obey and serve him, you shall remember the Lord your God, for it is he that giveth thee the power to get rich, that he may establish.
Bella, okay. All right. Unfortunately, okay, so we are moving on. We'll come back to that. AGCM, in a space of 40 seconds, quote in full 2 verses each from 1 Corinthians, 1 Thessalonians, and 1 Peter.
1 Thessalonians chapter 1, verse 17. Pray without ceasing. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 17. Pray without ceasing. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 18. Rejoice in the Lord always. 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 16. 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 17. Where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. 1 Corinthians 3:18. And we all read unveiled faces, as beholding in a mirror, in the image of God, are being transformed from glory to glory.
All right. All right, we'll come back to you. CASA, in a space of 40 seconds, quoting full 2 verses each from Galatians, Ephesians, and Philippians.
Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Philippians 4 verse 6. Be anxious for nothing, but in all things give thanks to the Lord. Galatians 6 verse 17. And I say to you, walk in the Spirit, and you shall not gratify the desire of the flesh. Ephesians chapter 6 verse 1. Children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is the commandment, for this is right. Ephesians chapter 6 verse 2. For this is honor your father and mother, for this is the first commandment, is a promise. Galatians chapter 6 verse 22. For the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long suffering,
You have
patience,
been
and self
bailed
control.
out. Okay. Okay. That brings us to the end of round 1.
In the beginning was the Word, and do you have the Word? Ladies and gentlemen, Bible kweba, Bible no le, one side there or your gagimo, other side there or your bluff, walk on your bluff and go on a call Kote Gamante. Ladies and gentlemen, this is something I highly recommend. Please come to the Bible Society's bookshop, and I guarantee you, you're not only going to get the best Bible, but you can also get a Bible that you will understand. Understanding is important. My name is Reverend Azigiza, and I look forward to seeing you. Anyway, this is my praise the Lord.
That time of the day when you're just settling in. You know, mid-morning, brunch time. You know your day is going to be just amazing once you're tuned in to your number one Christian radio, Sweet Melodies 94.3 FM. It's toe-tapping Sweet Melodies. Just the right groove and great vibes for your morning. Tune in from 9:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. every weekday on Sweet Melodies FM 94.3. Make a date. Toe-tapping Sweet Melodies. Music so sweet, you can't help but tap your feet.
At the end of round one, the scores are AGCM, 17 points. CASA, 20 points. Winners, 23 points. Now to round two, the speed race. Every question goes to all teams, and you must all race to be the first to answer. If you believe you have an answer, you must ring the bell to be called. Let's hear your bells, please. Winners, AGCM, CASA. Thank you. By the time you ring the bell, you must be ready with your answer, else the next team to have rang will be given the opportunity to answer. Correct answer if you were the first to ring, 3 points. Correct answer if you're the second to ring, 2 points. Correct answer if you're the third to ring, 1 point. Every incorrect answer, -1. You are not obliged to ring the bell if you are not sure of the answer. Let all your answers be precise and accurate. Best wishes to you all. We begin. For how much in the unit of shekels was Joseph sold to Potiphar in CASA?
20 shekels.
That is incorrect for AGCM.
20 shekels.
Still incorrect. For how much in the unit of shekels was Joseph sold to Potiphar in Egypt?
$20 shekels of silver.
No. It wasn't stated. Next question. As exact as possible, quote the text in Joel chapter 3, the verse 14. To my audience, Joel chapter 3, the verse 14 reads, multitudes, multitudes in the valley of decision, for the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision. Moving on, what did God tell Moses as a personal sign that it... Okay,
He said,
winners rank first, so...
when he and the people of Israel had come out of Egypt, they will worship him on that mountain. They will serve him on that mountain.
Come again.
When he has brought the people of Israel out of Egypt, they will serve him on that mountain, which is Horeb.
I'll accept that. Next question. How many of the recorded miracles of Jesus was performed on a Sabbath day? CASA?
7.
That's correct. Narrate as exact as possible how Zacchaeus met with Jesus. AGCM.
So Jesus was passing by Jericho, and then Zacchaeus said to himself, Zacchaeus wanted to see him, but because of his height and because of the people, he couldn't. So he climbed the sycamore tree and went so that he would see Jesus. So when Jesus saw him, he told him to come down, for today he would dine in his house. And Zacchaeus came down. When he came down, he said they went to the house.
That's fine. I will accept it. Next question. One day, Jacob had a divine encounter in a place called Peniel. What? Winners?
So at Peniel, he wrestled with a man until the breaking of the day. And after that, he asked the man that he should bless.
I proceed with my question. On the day one day Jacob had a divine encounter in a place called Peniel. What is the meaning of Peniel? AGCM?
Peniel means where the Lord is seen.
Any other? To my audience? All right, it means the face of God. Moving on. How many chapters in total are in each of the following books? A. Isaiah, B. Jeremiah, C. Ezekiel. Winners?
Isaiah has 66 chapters. Jeremiah has 52 chapters. Ezekiel has 48 chapters.
And that is correct. Mention 2 indicators the priest used in examining whether or not a person was suffering from leprosy as a result of a swelling, a scab. CASA?
So you check whether the skin of that swelling has gone deeper than the surrounding skin, and whether there's a hair or yellowish hair coming out from the swelling. So if it has gone deeper or there's a hair or white hair coming out from it, it is declared as a leprosy.
I'll accept that. Next question. What is the mathematical relationship between a hen and the log, both units of measurements mentioned in the Bible? Winners? You can't deliberate after you have rang your bell.
Okay.
Any other? To my audience? 1 hen equals 12 logs. Moving on. Mention names of the 5 kings who were involved in the battle of the 4 kings. Okay, winners.
So we have Bera, king of Sodom, Besha, king of Gomorrah, Shinab, king of Admah, Shememba, king of Zeboim, and then king of Bela.
That is correct. Next question. As exact as possible, state what Jesus said about people in the kingdom, people born of women and John the Baptist. Yes, winners.
So John the Baptist said, among all that were born of women, there is none greater than John the Baptist, but even the least in the kingdom is greater than John the Baptist.
I'll accept that. All right. Moving on. About how many pigs in total did the legion demons enter when they left the madman of Gadara? And that goes to CASA?
About 2,000.
That's correct. Next question. Name the 3 main items the people of Israel took from the Egyptians on the Exodus journey. Belled out to my audience. Hey, audience. Okay, so the 3 main are gold, silver, and clothing. Next question. How many extra portions of blessing did Jacob give Joseph above his brothers? Build out 1 extra portion. Next question. You met a dear brother, a member of your church, who believes that there is nothing wrong with sleeping with his girlfriend so long as they will marry in the future. What scripture-based counsel will you give to this dear brother, AGCM?
Thou shalt not commit thou shalt not, it's in sorry, I can't.
AG.
Jesus, Paul said that he
You have
who
been
commits
bailed
adultery.
out. Go on.
Paul said that he who commits fornication does not only sin against God, but then sin against their own flesh.
Okay, I can't accept that. I need a scripture. You have to give me a scripture, and then based on that scripture, you explain why you think that it is wrong. Okay? So I am not able to accept that. Let's move on. What is the difference between Ahijah, the priest, and Ahijah, the prophet? Okay. Ahijah the priest, a grandson of Eli, who was in charge of the Ark of the Covenant while Saul was king. We have Ahijah the prophet, a prophet from Shiloh during the time of Solomon. He was the one who prophesied to Jeroboam about becoming king over 10 of the tribes of Israel. Let's move on. Mention the names of 7 men who were selected to serve. Okay, winners, I heard your bell first.
Stephen, Philip, Prochorus, Timon, Nicanor, Parmenas, Nicholas.
That is correct. Next question. What is referred to as the abomination of desolation? To my audience, the replacement of the daily sacrifices in the Jerusalem temple with an abominable display or substitute by the Antichrist. Next question. What were the names of the two principal persons who supported Zerubbabel and the people to resume and complete the rebuilding CASA?
So we have Zechariah, the prophet, and then we have Joshua, the priest.
That is incorrect. Who rang? Did anybody ring? No. All right. Zechariah the prophet is indeed right, but the next person is Haggai the prophet as well. It's a speed race, so I can't give you partial marks. All right. Next question. What description did Paul give of the church in 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 15? Right? He described it as the pillar and ground of truth. Our last question for this round. Complete the following statement with precision and accuracy. 1 John chapter 2, verse 14. New King James Version says, I have written to you, fathers. To my audience. All right, 1 John chapter 2, the verse 14. I have written to you, fathers, because you have known him who is from the beginning. I have written to you, young men, because you are strong, and the word of God abides in you, and you have overcome the wicked one. And that brings us to the end of round 2. At the end of round 2, the scores accumulated are AGCM 17 points, CASA 27 points, and winners 35 points. Before we begin round 3, we have some substitutions and we want you to introduce yourselves. From winners.
My name is David Franz.
All right. I hope you are bringing something on board.
I just hope for the better.
All right. And a substitution from AGCM.
Ayram Ajahu.
Please come again.
Ayram Ajahu.
Ayram, what are you coming to do?
I hope to turn the tables around.
Game changer. All right. All right, now to round 3. True or false? In this round, I will be making statements to each team, and you are to tell whether the statement is true or false. A correct answer is worth 2 points. An incorrect answer will result in a deduction of 1 point. A team can decide not to answer their question, at which point it may be passed on to the next team, which rings its bell first. Same rules on points and deductions apply to a passed-on question. Best wishes to you all. We begin. Winners. From Abraham to David are 14 generations of patriarchs and lay people. True or false?
True.
That is correct. AGCM, from David unto the captivity in Babylon are 14 royal generations. True or false?
True.
That is correct. CASA, all generations listed in Matthew's account of the genealogy of Jesus are also listed in Luke's account. True or false?
False.
That is correct. Winners. Land animals, fishes and birds were all created on the 5th day. True or false?
False.
That is correct. AGCM, at least 3 different persons in the Bible had the name Lamech. True or false?
False.
AGCM.
False.
That is correct. CASA, the giants were on earth before Noah's flood and even after Noah's flood. True or false?
True.
That is correct. Please put your hands together for them. Moving on, indicate whether the following statements are true or false concerning Jesus' teaching on demonology. Winners, many demons or unclean spirits can dwell in one person. True or false?
True.
That is correct. AGCM, when an unclean spirit leaves someone, it will seek to come back to the person again. True or false?
True.
That is correct. CASA, if an unclean spirit finds his previous home inviting for a second invasion, it brings devils 3 times more wicked than itself. True or false?
False.
That is also correct. Moving on. Winners, in memorial of the plague of the firstborn of an ass or donkey was to be redeemed with a turtle dove. True or false?
False.
Correct. AGCM, in memorial of the plague of the firstborn of an ass or donkey was to be redeemed with a lamb. True or false?
True.
That's correct. CASA, during the dispensation of the law, all uncircumcised persons were forbidden from eating the Passover. True or false?
True.
That is correct. Indicate whether the following statements are true or false concerning indicators that the priest used to detect the presence of leprosy as recorded in the book of Leviticus. Winners, a bright spot on a person's skin which looked dull white in appearance was likely a harmless eruption. True or false?
True.
That is correct. AGCM, baldness was generally considered a type of scaly leprosy. True or false?
True.
That's incorrect. AGCM. CASA, baldness was generally considered a type of mange-like leprosy. True or false?
False.
That is correct. Winners, the miraculous feeding of the 4,000 is recorded in St. Matthew's Gospel as well as St. Mark's Gospel. True or false?
True.
That is correct. AGCM, the miraculous feeding of the 4,000 is recorded in all three synoptic Gospels. True or false?
False.
That is correct. CASA, the Gospels of Luke and John are the only accounts which reckon Jesus' feeding of the multitude as one of the signs of the Messiah. True or false?
True.
Incorrect, unfortunately. Moving on. Winners, the total number of chapters in Mark is the same as the total number of chapters in Romans, and the number is 16. True or false?
It's true.
That is correct. AGCM, the total number of verses in John 6 is the same as the total number of verses in Luke 22. True or false?
True.
It's a weak true, but it is correct. CASA, Mark, Romans, and 2 Corinthians all have 16 chapters. True or false?
False statement. False.
That is correct. Our last set of questions for this round indicates whether the following statements are true or false concerning the trial of Peter and John as recorded in Acts chapter 4. Winners, the Sadducees were part of the people that laid hands on Peter and John. True or false?
False.
False is incorrect. AGCM, the Sanhedrin which tried Peter and John included the elders, the rulers, and the scribes. True or false?
True.
That is correct. CASA, Annas, and Caiaphas, both high priests mentioned in the Gospels, were part of the Sanhedrin which tried Peter and John. True or false?
True.
That is also correct. That brings us to the end of round 3.
The 2024 season of the National Bible Quiz Championship is on. 54 churches from 12 universities will be competing at the 1/8 stage of the National Championship. At the University of Energy and Natural Resources, 9 churches battled for 3 spots in the National Championship. The first contest was between Christ Apostolic Students and Associates CASA, Deeper Life Campus Fellowship WCF, and the National Union of Presbyterian Students Ghana NUPSG.
In Genesis chapter 2, we learn of a river which watered the Garden of Eden, and from Eden divided into 4 river heads. CASA mentioned the names of the 4 rivers that came out from Eden.
Okay. We have the river Pison, river Gihon. We have the river Euphrates, and then we have the river.
At the end of round 3, the scores are AGCM 30 points, CASA 40 points, Winners is still in the lead with 48 points. And now to round 4. Anything can happen. Round 4, riddles. In this round, there are 4 riddles. A set of clues will be read out to all teams on each riddle. And you have to draw my attention on your readiness to answer by ringing your bell. Let's hear the bells for winners. Thank you, AGCM. Thank you, CASA. Thank you. The first to answer rightly wins the points for that riddle. A riddle solved on the first clue is worth 5 points, and on the second clue, 4 points. A riddle solved on the third or any other number of clues is worth 3 points. If a team wrongly answers a riddle, you will be out of that particular riddle until the next. Best wishes to you all. Our first riddle. I am a nobleman from the tribe of Judah, but I was often found in the company of prominent Levites. 2 other persons bear my name in the Bible, but I am the most well known. My contributions on the Exodus from Egypt to the Promised Land can never be overlooked. At one point, our leader trusted me so much to name me as one of the caretakers of thousands of Israelites. I also played a key role in enforcing the victory God gave Israel over their enemies in Rephidim. To the last clue. And if you are interested in my contributions through childbirth, I am the proud grandfather of the spirit-filled inventor who led the construction of the tabernacle of Moses. Who am I? AGCM.
Caleb.
I can't hear you.
Caleb.
That's incorrect. CASA, you rank?
Hair. H-U-R, hair.
That is correct. The next. So that will be 3 points because I read out all the clues. The next riddle. We are an alternating twin pair. We are mentioned together in over 30 verses in the entire Bible. In the New Testament, we are the representation of 2 opposing kingdoms. We are also mentioned in the creation story. In fact, we were the first pair to be mentioned in the creation story. To the last clue, we pre-existed the 3 great lights. Who are we, CASA?
Yeah. Day and night.
CASA, I didn't hear you.
Day and night.
That is incorrect. AGCM. AGCM, you rang. Winners? All right. To my audience, light and darkness it is. Please put your hands together for him. All right, the third riddle. I am a transliteration of a Hebrew word. I am mentioned about 7 times in various English translations in the Bible. In Isaiah and one of the Psalms, I am used as a symbol for the wicked kings of the earth who withstand God's people. AGCM.
Rahab.
Please come again.
Rahab.
I can't hear you.
Rahab.
Rahab. No, that's not right. I proceed. The fourth clue, I am a large aquatic animal of some kind, whose habitat and playground is the sea. The book of Job details my strength and viciousness and how no man would want to stand before me. AGCM. Rahab. Please come again.
Rahab.
Rahab. No, that's not right. I proceed. The fifth clue, I am a large aquatic animal of some kind, whose habitat and playground is the sea. The book of Job details my strength and viciousness and how no man would want to stand before me. I am the multi-headed sea serpent used by God in one of his rebukes of Job to illustrate his mightiness in all he could do to me. Who am I? That's winners.
Leviathan.
Please come again.
Leviathan.
And that's correct. Since I had read out all the clues, the score is 3 points. To our final riddle. This could be a game changer for someone. I am an eventful chapter in one of the gospel books. I am the last chapter of that book. Just like the last chapters of other synoptic gospels, I also mentioned the story of the stone that was rolled away from Jesus' sepulchre. But of the 3 accounts, I possibly told the mildest story of all, having no mention of an earthquake or any conversation by the people on how the stone was going to be rolled away. My book and another, which is not part of the Gospels, were written by the same CASA.
Luke 24.
And that is correct. That brings us to the end of round 4. At the end of this competition, the scores are AGCM, 30 points. Please applaud them. It was a keen one, and the second position goes to the second position with 46 points goes to CASA. And our winner is Winners Chapel Fellowship. Please put your hands together for them with 51 points. 51 points. Winners Campus Fellowship, congratulations for qualifying automatically for the national championship and also for the grand finale of UG championship. For CASA and AGCM, you may still qualify for the nationals depending on your scores after the championships are done. Congratulations to you all. It was quite a keen contest. And congratulations once again to you winners. Hello viewers. Thank you for staying with us in this contest. We believe you have learned a lot about the Bible and also had some fun. The program was brought to you by the National Bible Quiz Project, the Bible Society of Ghana, the UCF, and the Student Christian Council, University of Ghana. It was proudly sponsored by Sweet Music Pro Audio, Ghana's leading musical instrument store, Fortune Ghana, Jama, Pent TV, Christ Anglican Church, and Sweet Melodies FM. Join us again next time when we bring you the grand finale of the UG Championship. My name is Solace G. Amenyeji, and I have been your quiz mistress. Bye-bye. Change it. Oh, okay. So that's. Hey, my water.
Welcome to Sweet Music, your home of original musical instruments at the most affordable prices. Drum sets, keyboards, pianos, bass and guitars, mixers, speakers, amplifiers,
not for the level Tanaka. It was interesting.
You can handle every form of installation and repair. Visit Sweet Music today at Motorman 7, Sonobom Ship House adjacent Barclays Bank, Tema Community 9 near T Havana, Takrady ground floor of Rabito Clinic, Dabiama, and Kumasi K-Poly 3rd Gate, Amakom. Visit www.sweet-music.com or call 020-536-0313 or 054-734-6146.
So you cover here.
Sweet Music. Hear the sound.
Okay, so it's fine. If you capture that place, yeah, then it's good.
You enjoyed it?
Yes. I didn't think he would get the Debian son. I didn't think he would get it. Yes. He's there. Champion. Yeah. Let's talk. Nessa, I just a muyi we no ana. Lord. Ah, okay. Who are those going for the final?
That time of the day when you're just settling in. Mid-morning, lunchtime. You know your day is going to be just amazing once you're tuned in to your number one Christian radio, Melodies 94.3 FM. It's toe-tapping sweet melody.
Live sitting
Just the right
Ottoman
groove and great vibes all day long. Tune in from 9:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. every weekday on Sweet Melodies FM 94.3. Make a date. Toe tapping sweet.
How is live sitting
Music
at
so
one?
sweet, you can't help but tap your feet.
Is it my orchestration? Yo, I hope so. This one is no mercy final, so no mercy. No mercy grand finale. So Live City winners, AGCM, Anna, and I'll be AGCM in the whole. Winners is still the team number 2-ish. Three is Gamsu. Okay. New breed, so I'm going to